I started college in 2013. Not too long after that, I picked up my first camera. 2015, I was going around the city just trying to get anything I can, practice as much as I could with this camera, until I shot my first music video around 2017, and I was like, oh, I can see myself doing this. And ever since then, I strive to become a filmmaker. But 2015, that's when I realized I loved filmmaking. Fast forward to today. I like it. I had a lot of ambition to become the best music video director I could. The need for money and the pursuit of being the best made me fall out of love with filmmaking. And it always comes to this question of, why do I try harder for other people than I do for myself? I noticed that there's this thing, when I get hired for a job, I try really hard. But when it comes to finding my own voice and what I would make for myself, I don't try as hard. It gets pushed on the back burner. I've been doing that for years. And this YouTube channel and how I want to start thinking about it is like, I want this to be an exploration of what my style is again. I kind of know what my style is when I'm creating for other people, but what would I create? What would Victor create? That's what I want to figure out. There's a couple ways we can do that. I don't know if anybody understands what I'm saying, but I'm sure there's somebody who feels the same. They only try when they get hired, or they have a expectation that they need to meet, or they have a grade that they need to get, or something along the lines of that. If y'all ever have this feeling, let me know in the comments. If not, I might be alone. But if you do kind of understand this feeling, I'm gonna go through 2 or 3 thoughts that I kind of have that I'm gonna try and combat this feeling with. So the first thing I want to talk about is art versus content. So in 2019, I jumped on TikTok. I got a little bit of a buzz, a little bit of a following. I started off as making content for cinematographers, but I realized what's even more poppin' is if I was to create something for content creators who are using their iPhone. And that's really what got me started on TikTok. Fast forward maybe a year into it, I became unhappy with that, because the more I asked questions, the more I was wondering, where does this all lead to? The people calling me on my phone trying to get meetings with me were all people who was like, start a course, let's monetize, let's blah, 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 blah. And I think I got scared, 1. 2, I was like, this isn't what I want to do. Like, there's still a part of me that wants to create art. I still want to be an artist. I don't want to just create content. But, you know, I stopped TikTok, basically sabotaged that, and took like a 2-year break. Years passed, and I'm like, okay, I get it now. It's not that I have to do one or the other. It's just that one could fund the other. One can lead and open doors to the other. You can create content and exercise your art, or create art as your content, or just completely separate the two. For me, I kind of realized that although I call music videos my art, it's not my art. And at the end of the day, I'm still creating content for that in order to get money, in order for me to create for somebody else. Something I still pour my heart into, but it's not my art. I can create content like this, really still try and really figure out what I like. That's gonna be a journey on its own, but this art versus content thing is really subjective to whoever the viewer is, but they have to be extremely conscious in what they're doing and the decisions that they're making and what they are creating. Because if you don't, you'll get lost on the path. I imagine if I was to let money do the talking back in 2021 or whatever, that I probably wouldn't be that happy. I would have a lot of money, probably. If I was to do the course way, I'd probably have a lot of money. Let's not even stunt. I might have some money right now to invest into like a short film that I direct. You know, there's those type of doors, but you have to figure out what's the right path for you. Although I didn't take that path, I think the path that I'm on right now is the correct one. The path that I am right now is where content is overarching my art, but this content that I'm creating for companies and brands is going to fund my art, and it feels a lot more authentic to me than if I was to start a course or start selling a lot of products. I still plan on selling products, but it's not a course or something like that. That just didn't sit right with my soul, you know what I mean? Like, when people were talking to me, I was like, okay, I'll do it. But every time I would start in that process of outlining, it just didn't feel right. So I think you know what the right way is for you once you are doing it. Thought number 2 is finding art and inspo again. So I've always been pretty good at finding inspiration, always was good at finding motivation. I'm pretty disciplined when it comes to working, but I'm not that disciplined in getting inspired. So last year I made it a point to start getting photography books. It's a point that I made that I want to be able to physically look at things. I don't want to continue to be in the space to where all my inspiration is only from Instagram or Pinterest or TikTok or something like that. I feel like that's kind of what the loop we're in right now, where, you know, everything that we see is everything that we make. Yes, still like an artist, but trend culture has gone to a point to where plagiarism is just normalized. I don't think I have a problem with it in terms of people like they see something they like and they want to imitate it to learn and implement it their own way into their own work. Trend culture has it to where you see something, you rip it, you pass it as your own, and that's kind of the end of it, you know? And I don't really agree with that. I think something that will combat it is getting back to the physical realm of things, you know what I mean? Like, look at old movies, get a worldly view on movies, watch movies that was in China, Japan, look at German horror movies, film noir, you know what I'm saying? Go open a magazine from 1970s. I kind of collect these things and just look through it when I'm not inspired, you know? And when I look through it, it sparks back up what I started this whole art thing for, you know? I started it for me and my interests, not to get likes on Instagram, not to get follows. You know, it's why do you create in the first place? Get that inspiration around you so that it can motivate you to create within your own self, not because Instagram or an algorithm is telling you to. That is something I really do have to get better at, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm human. Like, not getting follows and not getting Instagram, not getting engagement or whatever is really hard when, you know, at one time I was getting flooded with engagement, and bothers me sometimes and it gets me down sometimes, but I know that if you continue on your path and you keep going, like, there is something on the other side. You dig what I'm saying? Like, people are watching, people get it, people like what you're doing, and if they like that and they like you and you're a pleasant person, you're still gonna get opportunities to do other things, you know? You gotta keep that in mind. So thought number 3 pertains to money. Money is the reason why I got lost, but money's also the reason that I keep going. Yeah. Making good money made me want to start a business, and I still want a business, I still have a business, but in terms of money over art and passion. Now, this scale is very off on some people, but I think a more holistic view as a creative is really heroing your art, but also being business savvy. Heroing in your art and what's true to you and authentic to you, but also knowing yourself enough that you're not going to get fucked. It is very important for you to know the business side as a creative, because if not, I mean, I've been through it. You will get ripped off. You will exploit your own self. That's not fun. It's never fun to be exploited. So, you know, learn the business side of everything you do. No matter what venture you take on, don't let money be the reason that you are chasing content creation, art, or anything really. Especially when it comes to anything creative. Don't let money be the sole purpose, because it's not going to be fun. Money good, money is great, but don't let it dictate your life. Don't let it dictate what you're doing in the creative sphere. And that's mostly all I want to talk about today. It was a thing to where this YouTube channel is something that I want to figure myself out on. I'm excited to do vlogs, like cinematic vlogs, because I really feel like that's going to tune into what I enjoy, what my style is, creating these story-driven videos. I know that getting back to that is what's really going to get me excited. This is going to be some type of expression of how I feel, which is, you know, art in itself, and the things that I do and create on it, I'm going to put a little bit more care into it, like I was getting hired for it. It's really just focus all on YouTube and focus on what I'm doing, and all that brand content stuff will fund it. I'm not going to pressure myself to any like quota of what I need to meet, but I want to try at least 2 videos a month, you know? I think that's a very healthy mix for me. and not feeling pressured and doing anything, but it'll also keep me on a schedule to where it's like the excitement of trying to figure out what I'm going to do. Because I mean, it's exciting for me, trying to figure out videos. That's exciting. But yeah, I hope this resonated with somebody. If it did, let me know in the comments. And if you like this video, please subscribe, and hopefully we can see you in the next one. All right, peace.